and good evening from from where I am at Pennsic right now in Western Pennsylvania in the United States to wherever you are in the world. I am the creative Contessa, and this afternoon, actually, sadly, I am going to be demonstrating for you. Well, my condottiero and I will be demonstrating for you getting dressed in 15th century Florence, specifically the hair. And also you'll get to see me put on a layer on top of the Gomorrah, finally. So I will be facing that way. You will be seeing the back of my head, so you'll be able to see the process in detail. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you have questions, we will periodically look at the camera to check for questions, but because of the nature of the activity, we won't be able to keep our eye on it entirely all the time. So we'll try to regularly take pauses and say, are there questions, or check for questions. Good morning, Takeda. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is finally beautiful here. I mean, oh my gosh, perfect weather. May it stay so. May the first 5 days of humid hell have been a down payment on the rest of the event being just gorgeous. So you can see behind me into my wonderful pavilion. We will be doing a full tour on that on Sunday morning. I'll schedule it for a specific time, which will make me get out of bed. It was just so wonderfully cold last night. It actually got cold enough to be cold, and for me to want to burrow underneath of my beautiful 15th century coverlet instead of not have anything, including the mattress, touch me. So this morning I just enjoyed not being hot and sweaty in my pavilion in my beautiful bed under my canopy. So I was lazy this morning. That's on me. So yeah, also I will be live streaming 2 of my dance classes later on today, not very long from now actually. Pellegrina, a beautiful, sexy, slow bassa danza for 3 people. And then Tesera, a dance for 10 people, the weaving of the dance. So we've got quite an exciting slate of activities for you today. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in with the taping. And also, I guess I should have done a sound check. Takeda, can you hear me? I assume you can, since you responded to me saying. Okay, so now I'm just wearing a kerchief. So we're actually gonna have to comb my hair. It's been in braids for a couple of days actually. And while my condottiero handles this aspect, I'm actually going to be working on my new mitre, my new turret, the not a hennin that I'm making. So I'm just working on sewing the lining of that. And so the first thing one needs to do for any hair taping is to comb the hair. And because this is a 15th century Florentine arrangement, we will be giving me some wonderful ringlets in the front. Well, we'll be giving me a nice fringe. It might not be humid enough anymore for my ringlets to just naturally form. How odd is that? It's been humid enough for a while that you can see the hair that has been exposed is in perfect ringlets. No treatment required. That's all natural.
They can't see that. It's on the wrong side of the camera.
Oh, sorry. You can't see my ringlets. Here they are. There's the ringlets. So there is some debate about how these ringlets were formed. I've seen a depiction of what might.
They want a glamour shot of us.
A glamour shot? Oh, hey, get those spectacles off, sir. Now that my hair's all exposed in mid hairstyle, yeah. Yeah.
Once we get down to this, you're not moving for a while.
Yeah, this is I am soon to be anchored to this spot, as it were. So there is some debate about how the ringlets were formed, and I have found some interesting details to inform that. I have seen one depiction of what looks like it could be a form of curling iron. It is actually from a 15th century German source, a visual source. I say could be because it's not being used as a hair iron, and it's late 15th century. So it looks like it could be, but it might also be a tool for something else. In the Italian sources, though, I have never seen a depiction of a tool that could be used like a curling iron. If you have seen something from the 14th or 15th century, a depiction of an actual implement somewhere in Italy that could be used as a curling iron, do let me know.
Send us a link.
Please share. Send a link. Share the picture. However you can reach out to me. Whatever works for you works for me. But I have found in a 16th century Italian book on a variety of cosmetic treatments and potions, I have found a lengthy chapter on various concoctions that will basically chemically cause the hair to curl. So for those of you who know what a perm is, these chemicals would basically give you a kind of perm. It doesn't say how long the curls will last, and I've not experimented with any of them, and I'm kind of doubtful I will, because a lot of the chemicals involved were scary. were possibly corrosive and possibly toxic. But there was several different concoctions all claiming to make the hair curly. So it seems like it might have actually been a chemical process that was possibly used, because that's a 16th century source. So for 15th century, I doubt that there was that much innovation in chemical concoctions between the 15th and the 16th century, that these items mentioned in the 15th century or 16th century couldn't also have existed in the 15th century. So it could well be that it was a chemical curling, actually, and not a mechanical and heat curling. We do know, for instance, that they were using, in the 15th century already, they were using a combination of lemon juice. The Lord Master Papa returns triumphant with amber. If you can just put it right in that little shady spot, a shady spot. Lord Master Papa is here, everyone. That's my father, who in the Society for Creative Anachronism it is armigerous and also a member of the Order of the Pelican, so I jokingly call him Lord Master Papa, because why not?
Are we recording now?
We're live streaming. We're live.
I'm supposed to be doing her hair.
You seem to be doing that.
He is.
I seem to be doing that.
So yeah, these chemical concoctions are interesting, and I might experiment with them on
My hair?
on what I might start doing actually is saving the hair from my combings, wash it, and then use it as kind of a petri dish tester on some of these concoctions to see what happens. I think that would be interesting in any case. Of course, my hair is naturally curly, so it doesn't take much to make it curl. So I might have to find someone with straight hair, and preferably, ideally, straight Mediterranean hair of, the Italian peninsula type. That would be very interesting. But I'm definitely not going to just try it straight up, these things straight up on my hair. I'm pretty certain I'll be sad with the results.
Okay. News on the trip.
Oh dear. What happened?
Well, I got your manchego, which is most wonderful.
Manchego. Yes.
The almonds that they had at Giant Eagle were slivered, and I didn't think.
Oh no, they're for snacking. Yeah.
And so I went to Sam's Club and completely forgot to get them crackers.
Okay. Well.
So they didn't have much cracker selection. But the rest of the stuff is in there.
Well, that's okay. It's free. It's for the people at my ball, and it's free food, so they can't complain.
Oh. So you might need more.
Oh.
Because I got
Okay.
one bag of figs.
Did you see my
no.
other message?
It's okay.
No? Okay.
It is.
I sent you a message.
It will be what it will be. Whatever.
Pale ale.
No, CR 2032 batteries. If Costco had a pack of them. That's okay.
That.
So, okay.
We appreciate you fetching some items for us.
Love you guys. Have a good day.
Love you.
Right. So tomorrow I'm hosting my annual fete, my red and gold ball, and that is what we were just discussing food for. Fucking potheads. Oh, excuse my language. Sorry, everyone. We have neighbors who unfortunately partake of the most malodorous plant, and I am including the rotten, what is that flower called that smells like rotten flesh the corpse flower. Yes, I would rather smell a corpse flower than the smell of burning marijuana. Honest to God, no exaggeration. And yes, I know what the smell of rotting flesh is. I'd rather smell that. Anyway, right, back to my red and gold ball. So tomorrow evening, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, until whenever I will be hosting my red and gold ball. I will be live streaming it until my tablet gives up the ghost, which it usually does at about the 2-hour mark. And we will have fantastic live music provided by Master Albrecht Alkoffren of Istanpita. He will be playing the bass lute, so you all are in for a treat. Many of the dances I will be either teaching quickly or doing a quick walkthrough or talking through. Some of them, however, will be for those who know it. So it's all 15th century dances, so Burgundy, Italy, France, England. So it will be quite a wonderful party. So if you are here at Pennsic, please come to that. It is in the Dance Pavilion. If you are out there in the world, then I do encourage you to tune in and partake of a magical evening in the manner that you may.
Okay. So now we create the fringe. What I do is I select a spot.
Should I sit sideways for this?
Possibly a little bit more sideways. I select a spot about, an inch and a half back from the front of her head and do it at an angle back to the ear so that all that hair sits forward. And then everything else I pull back harshly, eventually into a ponytail back here, as they call it these days. I try and keep it as even as possible.
But you all will be surprised to hear that my head is not symmetrical. So, yes, my head is not symmetrical. My hair is not symmetrical on either side. And I'm confident that I'm not the only human who suffers from that sort of asymmetry. So don't be too frustrated if you cannot get it perfect on both sides. Perfectly symmetrical.
I'm super frustrated.
You're already frustrated?
Already frustrated.
Oh, well.
So I try and get this relatively tight to the, not the absolute base of her head, but slightly up a little bit, because I want the eventual ring to be around the back of her head, not on her neck, which is where it sometimes tries to fall to.
Gravity apparently still works in the 15th century.
Okay.
So
it hadn't been invented.
That's right. Contrary to popular belief, gravity does not get invented in the 17th century.
And then I take my ribbon, which is now covered by all sorts of other stuff. I divide the ribbon in half, which it had been originally.
So this is called hair taping because actually this is referred to as tape in the England of the Yorks, right? And did you show a close-up of it?
Yeah.
This is linen tape, and it's wonderful, and it's just got such a gentle, soft fall. It's not scritchy or scratchy at all, and it pulls through the hair very smoothly.
And what I do is I make a little loop to put around the base of her hair.
Can everyone hear my condottiero? Because I'm the one with the appropriate device to transmit sound. So let us know if you can hear my condottiero clearly, please.
And I use this loop to try and put the hair up in the spot where I want it, against her head.
So maybe I should turn.
I put the knot on the bottom because I want the individual strings from each side to actually go around the outside edge initially. It keeps it better in place, I've found. And then I just take it a second time around to really tighten this down.
Is this angle good for everyone? Let us know if you can see things clearly or if we need to adjust something.
And I just put a simple, easily untaken knot.
Do you want to pause and see if my questions are answered? Oh, okay.
He is a bit quiet, maybe clipping the mic higher.
We have a second microphone.
We have a second microphone we can attach to me, which is scary. Somebody already mentioned the inhale. My inhale is worse. And then what I do is I try and divide the hair evenly in the back here. And let us know if this mic is actually coming through as well, if I'm too loud now that I'm trying to speak up. A bit too, I think you're right, actually.
Which?
You move right, all of you. There you go. Yeah, that's centered again. And it sounds so much better. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. So as you can see, I've divided her hair and I bring it up tight. I let one go on each shoulder, and then I finish setting up the tape. We have a nice bone needle for actually sewing the tape into her hair.
It's called it's called a bodkin sometimes. If you're looking,
Bodkin.
if you're looking to purchase one, bodkin, bodkin.
Nail binding bone needles work fairly well too. You might have to undo the tip a little bit because they do come fairly sharp.
Oh, but by which you mean soften it, make it so that it cannot perform surgery.
Yeah. So then what I do is I twist the hair. And did I twist it the wrong way? I think I twisted it the wrong way. One of the directions that you twist it, I found, yeah, if I twist this way, it actually sets down against the back of her head like this. If I twist the other way, it tries to come up off of her head, and that makes it very difficult to actually do the taping.
Is it twisting clockwise or counterclockwise? That is the successful.
Counterclockwise is the successful on the right hand one. I'll have to double check the left hand one. And then all I do once I've got it twisted a little bit is I take the thing, catch some of the hair that's against her head, so I'm pinning it down, and then just pull it through. I'm trying to keep it nice and flat so you can still see the tape all nice and pretty there. And then I twist a little bit further up. And I go from outside in because this pulls it away from the center. If you go from the outside to the middle, it pulls it to the middle, and then your ring gets smaller as you're doing this, which is really frustrating.
Not the look we're going for.
Not the look I'm going for, and never my intent. So it's always frustrating when it happens like that. And I keep my thumb up here to guide the tape so that it's not sliding back down in the hair any further. And then you just do this up and around for the one side, continuously trying to create a nice little loop. Twist more of the hair, retighten that, catch more of the hair, and pull it up again. And then wherever I think is best, I start the top of the loop. Now, of course, depending on how much hair you're working with, you'll have to moderate, because if your tails are really long, you'll end up with a mess of extra taping at the end, trying to get it all in there nice and neat.
But it seems to be that if you look at the way my fellow Florentine ladies do it, with the excess tape, they actually just wrap it around the ring. If you look closely, you can see the remnants of the excess taping. Of course, obviously the hair. Oh, excess hair. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excess tape I can use.
Oh, well,
for
on
various
that.
things.
So again, if you look at the way my fellow Florentine ladies style their hair, if you ask their permission kindly, perhaps, to look closely, you will actually see that there's a tail of hair often sticking out and off to the side. And you might mistake it actually for their fringe, their front fringe, but it's not. It's actually the excess tail that they just purposefully left hanging off to the side. And I have asked some of the ladies about this, and they're really not certain why they do it that way. But honestly, I suspect that they're trying to show just how thick their hair is all the way to the bottom, right?
Makes sense.
So, how luxurious, how valuable a woman with long, thick hair is.
And you can see I've got a ring right here. It's not a bad ring either, actually.
Ooh. Are you happy with this ring?
I'm relatively happy. We don't have to take it out and start again. Which, trust me, when I was first learning this, I would do constantly.
It was a process.
It was a process. And then what I do with this extra tail that's right here, too, is I try and get it under the other hair so that it's not interfering with that. And I'll just bring it around and tie it in when I do the next side. So, where's my button? So now that it's gone that tight, I can bring this around, reopen my circle. Ooh, I can hear music.
I can. That is the
Tinkling on a harp or something.
yes, Maestro Rebecca is indeed plucking on her petite lap harp. And perhaps it may have a better, more official name, but it's adorably cute and little and sits very, very comfortably on the lap. So I'm calling it a lap harp.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are interested, I have commissioned from the glass blowers here on site. Historical Glassworks is their very prosaic name. I have commissioned from them a glass cloth smoother. And that should be done soonish, and I will be able to demonstrate for you all the process of polishing linen, which you have requested. I have been unable to obtain the axe head that I have mentioned previously.
Before today. We will get one.
We have actually potentially located a source, and so stay tuned for that. But my Florentine brethren, of course, do not use old stone axe heads for the process. They use beautiful globs of glass. And so I'm going to demonstrate for you the process of polishing linen. And one of the things, now I have not done this myself actually. I've seen it done. I'm very excited to do it myself. But what I heard secondhand is that once you polish your linen, the polish actually lasts through multiple washings, and it actually makes your linen more durable because the process of polishing it compacts the fibers and makes them less susceptible to wear and tear. So there is a practical reason to polish your linen and not just an aesthetic one.
So I've left this tail out here, and I'll use this later to help bind everything done. For the left-hand side of her hair, I twist that clockwise instead of counterclockwise. And as you can see, that sets it down next to the hair, or next to her scalp. And then again, I take the tape through and start binding it down. That first one, see, it sets the hair nicely. And I do this kind of on the outside of the other ring, especially to start, because this side will be, of course, less hair than the other side because it's towards the end of the twist. It's odd doing it like this because I'm standing to the side, but there you can see me doing it slightly easier. Whether I can see it or not is another question. Again, trying to keep the linen going in the direction I want. I use my finger to guide it. Not awkward at all, trying to work over top of your head like this. But it's easier for y'all to see. And then I put some more twists in just to make sure it's staying.
I mean, hypothetically, we could reposition the tablet.
No, this is pretty good, actually. Thankfully, you're nice and short and petite.
I am of average height, sir. I'm a chicken hawk.
I'm a chicken hawk. I'm a Savannah cat.
No, African wildcat.
African wildcat.
For those of you who are wondering about the African wildcat reference, I recommend watching my live stream class Fia Guillemina yesterday, Advanced 15th Century Dance. I had quite a few good one-liners, if I do say so myself. Ultimately, I came up with the metaphor of gazelles on a savanna being hunted by adorable little African wild kitties.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Technically, what we're portraying here is, this is Italian, right?
15th Florentine.
Florentine, because the Italies weren't a monolith at this time.
They're barely a monolith now.
So neither Irish nor Scottish. And if you mean originally for us outside of this, we're actually from America, more or less.
Some more, others
Some more,
less.
others less. Now, this is where, I could leave the tail hanging down a little bit, put it to the side, so that she has that adorable little thing saying, look, my hair is here. It's here, and it's... yeah, and that's why you don't want to have the needle sharp. You're like, oh God, I just stabbed you.
Did you?
Nope, I did not, because this bodkin is not sharp.
I felt nothing.
So, and then you can manipulate it a little bit. This is a little bit of a mess because this tape, we definitely cut it a little bit longer than I think we needed.
Did you couldn't just counter wrap it around and around like there?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm about to do. But look, I've got nearly a foot
Oh,
of
that's fine.
excess on both sides. So what she was talking about, the counter wrap, is you just take it around and do this. This actually helps secure the loop in place and helps you create the loop a little bit more
Roundly.
Yeah. And then once I get to the point where enough, I just tie this off, preferably with a knot that I can get out, and one that won't be seen.
Or that maybe my newly minted damsel companion, Dame Isabeau, could also get.
Yes. See, and then you've got this little fringe here that hangs down.
Do we have a little fringe sticking out?
You do. It's a little bit of a tail.
And how is it?
It's 6 inches.
6 inches.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than I expected when I was finished.
Maybe another wrap or two would have been a good idea.
No, can do this. I'm gonna take it around the other side.
For I fear my hair is not that full, as Florentine ladies are wont to have.
Now you've got just a little tiny 3-inch one. Okay, wow, that actually went faster than I was expecting.
I don't think I was centered. Did you center my part?
Oh, it's not as centered as I thought it was centered, but you were looking down. All right, let me, oh, good Lord, dusty.
Yeah, yes. I have some very strong feelings about smokers of anything who just smoke out in the open as though everyone wanted to smell what they have to share. But that's because I'm very sensitive to it. That's me. But especially for some reason, marijuana smoke makes me ill.
Shit. Sorry, people. I don't think I did this well. I did everything else well. And do you want to look at it?
Was my part not at all centered?
No. It goes dent.
Well, it is what it is. I'll probably put a veil on anyway.
Oh, good. Then nobody can see my bad work.
But okay, so now this is what it looks like from the side. And this is what it looks like from the front. And yeah, oh my goodness, that is a very uncentered part.
So we did.
It was probably.
So I'm 6 feet. It's about 3 feet per side. So
no,
almost
it's
6 feet in length.
It's 4 meters. You held up your arms about 2 yards, so about 4 yards.
Yeah.
4 yards. Yep.
That's 6 feet, right?
A little more than 6 feet.
A little more.
No, 4 yards. No, 12. 3 feet per yard.
3 feet per. Oh no, this is 6 feet, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's much longer than I thought it was. I would do a little bit shorter than that.
So now what I'm going to do is actually get some water, and I'm going to trigger some curls using the chemical of H2O. So let me just grab a bowl, and then I'm going to put on my choppa.
We are at Pennsic. It's
put yourself in camera.
What? Say 2 week?
2 week.
2 week medievalist event in Pennsylvania in the United States. Next week, hopefully, we'll get to do some fight. I'll get to do some fighting. Right now, we're doing a lot of dancing today.
Yes, we are doing. Today is a slow dance day for me. Only 3 hours of class I'm teaching instead of 4 or 5, so I get a bit of a break today. Okay, so look at this beautiful picture. Isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, there was a very skilled potter who made some of these beautiful replica pictures. So I've got a little bowl. I'm going to pour some water in it. And now I'm going to attempt to using the power of water to get some more curls out of my hair. So what I do is I just dip my hair in the water. And some of you may have seen me do this before. Ironically, if we had done this 2 days ago, it would have taken no effort for my hair to just spring into the most adorably dense curls you can imagine because it was just that humid here. So then what I do is I just take my hands and I scrunch. And I've had some complaints that this does not look like the perfect curls of the portraits. And ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that portraits are idealized versions of a person, not the real, especially in the Italies, our portrait painters are not fond of depicting ultra realism. If you want ultra realism, you have to get a Jan van Eyck or a Hans von Memling to paint your portrait. Because otherwise, Italian painters are notorious for idealizing their subjects, every aspect of their subjects, including their hair. So never ever think that what you see in a Florentine or Venetian or Milanese or Neapolitan or Roman portrait is a faithful 100% depiction of every single detail. It is not. It just isn't. And also, portraits do not reflect the effects of the environment and actually moving around and existing in your life. It represents a perfect moment in time undisturbed by the realities of physics. So, okay, and then I'm just going to dip the other side in. Did you already, oh, you pulled the hair out. I wanted to show them how much, how good the combs are at cleaning the hair. You pulled the hair out.
The hair clogged it too much.
Yeah, so I wanted to show you. Okay, try not to be too horrified by what you're about to see. Maybe if it shows up. Yeah. Okay. So you see all of that grime and detritus between the tines. So that is what actually the comb cleans out of the hair, and that's fire smoke. Everyone, what you're seeing in there is fire smoke, the soot from fire smoke, because at nighttime here, it becomes an emphysema sufferer's nightmare because there's an inversion layer in the lower part of the site that causes all the fire smoke to settle down into this toxic cloud. So even though my hair is covered, the part that isn't covered, any parts that aren't, basically get bathed in fire soot and whatever else is floating about. Yeah. Yeah. If I were to try this for myself, oh, you already got that. Okay, great. And it does depend. So did you answer about the hair length part? Does it depend on hair length?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so yeah, if you've got, so I've got hair, when my hair's out, down, it comes to about here on me. So this is enough for hair that long. If you've got like extremely longer hair than I do, then you might need more. And if you cut it a little too long, as we demonstrated, it's no problem. You just wrap it around the coil, right? It's no problem at all. So now my hair is just going to have to dry, and then it should be good to go. Yeah. Okay. Questions, anyone? And there are actually different styles of fringing. Like there's a style where you take more from the front. There's a style where you actually come back further a little bit. There's a style where you just come straight down, right? There's actually, if you start looking at how my fellow Florentine ladies dress, then you will see that there are actually different options for that. Okay, so now we're going to transition smoothly to the medieval sewing party part of our session for however long I can manage that before I have to run off for my dance class. Oh, right, I forgot, I'm not dressed yet. So it is actually nice enough, and also I was going to put on my reta. Condottiere, if you could come and stand here and provide visual interest. Let me go grab my reta from inside the pavilion.
Visual interest.
I'm just coming back here to grab my reta off of our beautiful shelves, and you will get to see our wonderful, perfect, absolutely neatly kept setup in our pavilion tour on Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'll try to get that scheduled so you can see what time it's going to be. I'm anticipating that I'm probably going to put it more towards the later part of the morning, like 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so this is a reta, which literally means net, actually, in Florentine. And this is made of silk finger loop braiding. And I am going to be doing a workshop on how to make one of these. We'll do it step by step. It'll be Zoom. I'll be offering that workshop in September. It will be on the weekends. It'll probably be Sunday evening, afternoon, evening for America's time. And I'll be teaching the basic finger loop braiding techniques and everything. So this is just a little decorative something or other. It serves no practical function whatsoever. It does not really hold your hair in place. It is decorative. And sometimes, oh dear, and sometimes that's just the way fashion works. I mean, often there is a practical aspect to an accessory or a cut of the gown or a trim or something like that. But also sometimes things are just pretty because they're pretty. Right. Okay. So this goes on like this. It's very simple. It's basically like a little coif. And it's possible that these are not just called reta in the original sources. They might also be called cuffia, which literally is the Italian cognate for coif in French, right? But it's sometimes when clerks and accountants, etc., even the masters of the house are keeping records of items that are made or bought, they sometimes don't use the same words for the same garment. So one clerk might call this a reta, another clerk might call it a cuffia, another clerk could call it a vespaio, which is another word for a net. So there's different options here. So as you can see, it's just kind of flirty and cute.
Do you ever finger curl your hair?
So I do sometimes try to finger curl my hair, if by that you mean this. It's funny, my hair resists it.
It falls in perfect rings this time.
Yeah, right. Nope, see,
Nope,
it doesn't. It resists it every time. And I think that's because I have natural curl. So because I have natural,
figure out which direction to do.
Yeah, right.
You're uncurling.
I'm uncurling my hair because I'm fighting the natural direction. I haven't had much luck with it. We have tried rag curls.
Yes.
We tried rag curls, and that it was my first ever experiment with it, and I've never done it before. So we may have the curls we ended up creating were these they ended up being super long and super tight, but long and tight instead of fat and tight. So it wasn't the right look. It turned out to be not the right look. And again, my hair resisted it. My hair's like, no, this isn't our natural curl. And so over the course of the day, this was in Florence actually, my hair went back to just being its naturally curly self based on the barometric pressure and the humidity. Yeah.
Don't forget to thumbs up and like, and
Yeah.
if you're not already a subscriber and commenting, subscribe and comment. We love to hear from you.
Did you take
took
it
it off.
No. You can't be talking.
I was talking to your chest.
Put this on. Goodness. Okay, so everyone, I'm now going to put on another layer. You're going to get to see me don one of my toppe. Some of you have seen this in some of the dance performances I have shared with you all. So this goes on very easily, and this is one that I can put on myself happily. It's just a nice decorative overlayer. It would also add a little bit of warmth, although this one is silk lined in linen, so it's not exactly the super warmest thing in the world. It could add a little bit of warmth if that is what one wanted, but this is mostly also just a decorative layer. If I were to stay in camp today, then I could actually get away with just the gamora. That's what this gown is. But I plan on going out and teaching, so technically I should be wearing another layer because I'll be out in public. And the weather is nice enough that I could even put on a mantello and actually be comfortable today. That's how pleasant it is here now. Let me see. Oh, Lucrezia, so lovely to see you. Faria says, fair enough, my curls resist it sometimes too. It's easier the wetter it is, but sometimes even it won't cooperate. Yeah, I think my hair is like an extension of my personality. My condottiero just laughed. So, oh, you didn't? I thought you were laughing at me talking about my hair being an extension of my personality.
It is. That's why it fights me so much.
Yes, probably. Yeah, why won't these fit through these rings? Or is this a fat one? Oh, this is a skinny one. Oh, the points aren't fitting through these lacing rings somehow. Oh, because it's a super fat lacer. Oh, damn. Okay. I might have.
Yeah, that lace is
too fat. Okay, I need a less fat lace.
Where's your lacing?
My laces they should be in my sewing box. Yeah, so I love this lace because it's beautiful. Yeah, it's got gold on the side and then chevrons in the middle, but unfortunately it's too fat to fit through with my lacing bodkin to fit through my lacing rings. Yeah. Oh, I should also take the belt off. The belt will be moved to the outside. Yeah. Semola and Jackie, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm just putting on, this is called a chopa. At least we're pretty certain this is what a chopa was. Again, perfect 15th century Florence, it can be sometimes tricky to assign words for garments and across any part of the Middle Ages. It can be tricky to assign words for garments to the garment itself because there is no visual dictionary from the 15th century with a picture that says this is a chopa. There is, ironically, in the 16th century, Vitellio published a book of costume from across the world, which the world was a little more limited for him, but not much actually by the end of the 16th century. But he actually publishes this, and it's called costume, not in the sense of fancy dress, but in the sense of costume as in clothing. That's what the word used to mean. It was just a word for clothing, sort of clothing of a matching type, but whatever people wore was their costume. And he publishes this book in the sort of mid 16th century. And he actually does provide words in some case. He will say, this is a sotana as worn in Venezia, right? So that's really great, but we don't have an equivalent in the 15th century. So it can sometimes be a little challenging to know for certain that this word that we see appear in all these sources is in fact this garment that you see in the pictures. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm just lacing it, and this is spiral lacing. So that means the two bottom laces.
I was looking for my belt so I could put this on.
The belt's on, isn't it?
Can't find, yeah, it's
Your belt's on.
I'm wearing the belt.
Yeah. So this is spiral lacing, which means that the two bottom holes align, and then the rest of the holes are offset until the top, and it creates a look like this. This is spiral lacing too. Spiral lacing is super sturdy, it's comfortable. Because this is finger loop braiding, it stretches, it flexes with my body. It doesn't stretch a lot, but it stretches enough so that I flex. It flexes. It's not so stiff that I have no ability to move my upper body. And then the top holes are parallel again. It's basically like whip stitching your dress shut, except that this particular style of gown, the chopa, is not shut. It purposely is open in this charming V, and then it's designed, I cut it specifically so that the V of the Gamora would poke out a little bit further. So you've got that beautiful, visually impressive multi-layer effect. Of course, the disadvantage of a lace that naturally stretches is that as you pull on it, as you're lacing, it stretches, and then you have to sort of tug on it to get that slack out. But better that than too stiff, so stiff that the lacing rings pull out of your gown or something like that. These lacing rings are actually replicas of originals found, ironically, in London, but they were probably imports from the Italies because you can actually see these exact lacing rings depicted in Crivelli's various Maddalena portraits or depictions. The Maddalena. But remember that Crivelli, if you want to, I know everyone looks at Crivelli's Mary Magdalene's and everyone wants to make that. Remember that is, however, a depiction of Mary Magdalene, so unlikely to be depicting what any woman actually wore, which is why it's great that we have, yes, the portrait that has lacing rings like this, but then we have actual 15th century lacing rings that have survived that look like this. Okay. That should go in the yellow thing in the bodkin slot. Okay, so now I just put on my nice tablet woven belt over top of this. Nice little accent for color. And there we go. Oh, I see I need to do a little floofing. So I've got these openings in the back of my sleeve. So I haven't actually done the floofing here yet. Right. The upper sleeves on this one are not so tight, so the floofing doesn't always stay, but I try to achieve it anyway, pulling the camecha through these little openings in the laces. Right. Tuck it in. Okay, here we go. Stand out here. And that is the completed look. Now, if I'm feeling particularly formal today and wanting to announce my married status, then I would also put a veil on. I will decide how much I feel like putting a veil on, though, because there should be a veil over top of this that's kind of tied around my head and draped beautifully. I don't know if I feel like veiling up today. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Tornado. Yeah. Of course, you just got the notice, Susan. Why would you get one sooner than that? Okay, are there any questions? As my hair slowly dries into some semblance of curls. Otherwise, I think we're going to move on to the sewing part. Yeah, we're going to move on to the sewing part of the day. Yes, double tap your screen to like and subscribe, everyone. And yeah, welcome. Welcome at my, yeah, it's at 2.
You have 30 minutes.
I have 30 minutes to get to my class. Okay, well, everyone, sadly, we don't have time for the sewing part because I have to go up to my class. But I'm going to be live streaming my 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time dance class. It is Pellegrina, a beautiful bassa danza for 3 people. It's super flirty and super elegant. And so if you'd like to learn a dance from the comfort of wherever you are, or watch me teaching a dance with my usual verve and flair, feel free to tune into that. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so that'll be about 3.5 hours from now. Yes, 2.5 hours from now. 2.5 hours from now, I will be teaching Tesara, which is a 10-person dance, very complicated, that depicts the weaving of brocade with people. So if you'd like to see what that looks like and get a sense of my sense of humor in that class, then I hope to see you all there. Otherwise, any final questions? Any final questions, everyone?
We are at Pennsic.
As Lucrezia just said. Yep, we're at Pennsic. This is a 2-week medievalist fair event hosted by the Society for Creative Anachronism every year at the same time, last full weekend in July, 2 weeks thereafter. There's a massive marketplace with merchants purveying a variety of wares. And
we'll hopefully see in a future.
Which we will be doing a live stream tour of the market, so if you're not. And there are battles fought with rattan sticks instead of metal. There is also harness fighting. There is Renaissance rapier. There's a whole host of classes every day on a huge array of medievalist topics from a practical living history perspective, all the way through to theory and dance. It's quite an impressive event. Can recommend.
Takeda wanted a final of us.
Oh yes, let us position ourselves together. So here we are together. Spectacles off, sir. You don't have the right kind.
I need to get a pair of spectacles. Maybe a merchant will have spectacles here.
So here we are together, dressed and ready to take the day. Isn't this hat just lovely? I love this hat so much. It was actually a wool felter on Etsy who makes these Capitanesca hats. She's not one of my channel sponsors. I just reached out to her and said, can you make me this kind of hat? And she said, I've been wanting to try it anyway. Let's see what happens. And we are so happy with it, aren't we? Yep. Yeah. So
literally
shout out. Yeah, literally stopped traffic the other day. People actually stopped their cart as they trotted by, and they said, what did they say?
Oh, that they had to stop and compliment somebody who looked so fine. Like, thank you.
There we are, everyone. Well then, everyone, I hope to see you all in half an hour, by which I mean I hope you see me, because once I'm teaching my dance class, I don't really get to, the disadvantage of my live stream dance classes is that I'm teaching the class and I don't have time to go back and check the chat. But
I do try and check
my condottiero does try to check it, but it's just not as frequent as when it's in this format. Well, thank you, Jackie. That's very, very kind of you. Okay, everyone, I hope to see you very shortly, or I hope you see me very shortly. Stay tuned for more medievalist fun with the Creative Contessa. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to Armor and Castings for sponsoring my work as well. And thank you to all of you who've become part of my community and support me in all the ways you do. We love you so much. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you all soon. Until then, guys, stay creative. Bye, everyone.
I'm not well.